I believe in afterlife. I think after I die, I'm gonna meet some dead people. And I'm gonna wake them up and tell them that rest in peace is just a suggestion. Head and Shoulders shampoo. I use Head and Shoulders shampoo to wash my shoulders. I will hang myself upside down and wash my shoulders with Head and Shoulders shampoo. After cleaning my shoulders, my head is also clean. I bought a selfie stick. I bought a selfie stick to be myself. Then I will take a selfie, post it on Facebook, hashtag Tiger Mom. Some people like to take selfies in front of a mirror. They will take a picture of the reflection, which looks like a selfie of themselves taking a selfie. Usually I like to comment on that kind of selfie. I would say, hey, believe me, you exist.
Hey guys, welcome back to the RY show. I'm Li Ying.
I'm Leia.
And this is Lee, comedian. So we're very excited to kick off our show today by talking to Lee, basically about his dreams, because he's definitely a dreamer. So
yes, I have dreams.
I have dreams sometimes.
Yeah, this is like, you can see this is a new format, and we're both here. And I'm basically gonna be sitting on the side and then have the host and the guest talk about things, dreams, and I'll be the tech support.
All right. So Lee, you just moved to Shanghai from Beijing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what brought you here?
Comedy, because there are more comedy here in Shanghai than Beijing. Just comedy, nothing else.
Nothing else.
Yes.
And as far as I know, you have moved from places to places just to pursue your comedy dream, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my plan too. I started in Shanghai 2014, and my plan was the first 3 years, 1 year in Shanghai, and 1 year in Beijing, and then I'll go to Hong Kong for a year, and then I would do the competition in Hong Kong and then get famous and get and get opportunities to do shows other places. But it didn't go well, so right now I'm still in Shanghai. So.
What do you mean you're still in Shanghai? This is your second choice or what?
But it's good, but right now it's no. I mean, my plan was to spend 3 years so I can do shows to collect enough material jokes to do shows in other places, because I'm doing this in English. It's a foreign language. It's not. I don't think the market here in Shanghai is big enough to make enough money to support the rent and stuff.
So you do have your day job, right?
Yeah, I used to work at restaurants, as a waiter, and just waiting stuff.
Just waiting stuff.
Yeah, waiting
Okay.
stuff.
Alright.
to happen.
How long have you waited stuff?
I worked at a restaurant for a minute just since I started doing comedy. Then I quit my job in Guangzhou, and then I don't really want to work in the office anymore. So I said, okay, I don't mind working in a restaurant. And a lot of famous people, comedians, they used to do this kind of job.
So you have to wait tables before you get famous.
Yes, you have to.
Wow.
You have to.
Yeah, you have to.
Okay, does that help you, in any sense? Because you're dealing with customers, and do customers and audience have anything in common? This is just a random question.
I think as a waiter, you need to pay attention. You need to observe to all the tables and stuff. So it's like you kind of related to like the writing. You have to observe things in a way, and it's very mundane job. It's a regular thing. It has it's like a process. Like you do this, and then after this you take orders of food, serving food, and then clean tables. It's very robotic. It's kind of robotic, but it's also different because you are dealing with different people. You will meet all kinds of people, and you will hear all kinds of things. And
Okay.
it's weird.
Yeah. Have you ever got any ideas from the stuff that your customers said?
No, but I do have some material, some jokes about waiting tables. Yes,
That's cool.
fun.
So, what was your office job in Guangzhou?
It's called 外贸业务员. I don't know how to say that in English.
I think it's like
It deals with like
international trade.
yeah, international trade,
Uh-huh.
exporting stuff. I worked. It's a factory, manufacture stuff and that kind of job.
Yeah, you guys know each other for a long time.
Yeah, we do know each other. Yeah.
How did you get to know Lee?
It was funny because you both picked up your.
Yeah, okay.
You
Don't
were
tell
like-
me it's a blind
You
date.
like wait for her to answer.
Yeah, don't tell me it was a blind date.
It was not. It was a comedy show, pretty similar to a blind date.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was. He became was it the first time that you did comedy? Was it in Shanghai?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess that was the first time he did an open mic, and I was already there performing. So he felt like Lee was the baby comedian, and I was already. But now Lee is more established than I ever was.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I still, because you just moved back to Shanghai and got back into Shanghai comedy scene, and everything is kind of different. It's how I felt like when I moved back and then met you. It feels like a new beginning, sort of. But I still feel like there are like similarities in like from like back then and then now, in that like we were still a community. There are still like supportive people here, and there are people who didn't leave. A lot of people left, but there are still people who didn't leave, and it was surprising to see Lee. It was surprising to meet Lee. I think a month ago. Not even, like 2 weeks ago. And I met Lee. I was like, what? It was like such a huge surprise because he was in Beijing, and I always knew him like a more established comedian in Beijing, and now he's back in Shanghai, which is great.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think when you started doing comedy, you only make like friends that related to comedy. I don't have any other friends, and another thing is a lot of people they will give up doing stand up. So and then you just stop being friends with them if they give up.
Don't stop. Don't give up, Leah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stop being friends with me, it's okay. But I wouldn't like, when I quit comedy, I don't quit being friends with comedians. So that is me. I guess that's just me.
All right. So, does it feel different doing comedy now compared to a couple of years ago?
Yes, right now it's easier for me to perform because I have enough jokes, and I'm very relaxing right now. I really enjoy doing comedy. But it takes time, and it took me 4 years to really enjoy doing comedy. But before that, it was just sometimes before that, I really wanted to make it professional, to earn money. I don't want to work as a waiter, but but I can now achieve that because it takes time, and so sometimes every year there was a time I was very frustrated. I was kind of like, this is not going anywhere, and then I was just very sad, kind of depressed a little bit, and then in 2017 I just realized this. Actually, it's like now I realize I enjoy doing comedy because let me say this this way. So I did a show, and a friend she filmed my set, and she included the audience. And after that, I watched the video, and I noticed I don't really like to watch myself, but the video she filmed, and there were audience in it, and I watched the video, and I realized I really enjoy watching the audience laugh. That makes me think that's why I do comedy. I really enjoy the laughter that I get from people. So I realized I should focus on that and not being famous, now trying to make it as a pro. So that that changed a lot as then I started to enjoy every jokes, and then I'm very relaxed. I'm now. It changed a lot, and I'm more confident. And it's different. It's totally different for me. I don't know.
Did you start to notice more of the audience laughter after that, like on stage when you were on stage?
Yes. But since before that, I was very. If a joke doesn't work, I would be very nervous. But then I got more confidence, and I realized they're not gonna laugh at every joke, because I used to have this
Mentality.
yeah, in my brain. So I will remember the biggest laughter from a certain joke, So when I do the joke, I kind of expect the same kind of laughters, but each joke is different, and so I kind of give up on that, not expecting anything, and it works.
So it took you 3 years to realize how funny you were by checking that video your friend videoed. So you don't video every set, you do?
No.
Yeah. Why not? You don't video yourself and go back and see, oh, this is where my jokes landed, and this is where I bombed, or so you never do that, like prior to what your friends friend did for you?
No, I know immediately what went wrong after my set. I just have either it's pronunciation, or it's just not very fluent, the timing, or the joke is not funny. So I don't think I need to watch the video again to know what went wrong or what's wrong. So I will watch again for the laughters. If the laughters was really big, and I would watch again and listen again. But I don't really listen to my own voice, and it's kind of hard to watch myself.
I think,
I don't do.
yeah, I think you're right. You don't really need the video to see what went wrong, but maybe you could see what went better.
Yeah.
Because of the laughter.
So what about your audience? Do you think your jokes are well received among certain group of people?
I do a lot of one-liners, and I try to, before I did comedy, I watched Jerry Seinfeld's special. I'm telling you for the last time, and
Why?
because and I think I can relate to his material. I thought I was gonna be him, his kind of style, his style. Then it changed, then I watched other comedians, like Mitch Hedberg and Stephen Wright, and then I kind of, they inspire me to write other kind of jokes. So right now I have like different style jokes. I also do silly songs, and I don't know. I try to put them together. It's kind of different. I think some people told me that you have. 他说 they said 你的观众缘很好。
Means you're likable.
Yeah, I'm likable. So I don't think I have a particular group people. I don't.
You're likable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're a really good writer. I feel like you're a really good writer in English. And
Which
yeah.
jokes makes you think that I'm a good writer?
When, like, as you said, you put a lot of thoughts into like language and how to make something funny, right? Like how to make a joke not as tacky as it may sound in another way of speaking. That's like editing. That's a lot of editing work. That's how great writers become great writers. And I don't know how many times you change a joke, like before it becomes your routine. But I'm assuming that, like, because I can tell that your jokes are really, really clean. I mean, not in the sense of, oh, it's clean. I mean, like the phrasing and the wording is really clean.
Well phrased.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for new joke, it usually takes me, if it's funny, it's a fun idea, and usually takes me 3 open mics to get it right. The first open mic, the idea is funny, then after the 3 open mics, and if it's still funny, and then I think it's probably settled, and then I will do it on the show, and it's also funny, then it's pretty much done. And then I would to connect the new joke to other stuff, and then that may need to edit a little bit and to make them connected, and so it would be better.
Exactly.
So you know your process very well at the moment.
Yeah, right now I know them very well.
How long did it take you to finally realize, how much work you need to do to get it, well polished?
I don't know. It's different. I think for like one-liners, it's basically about ideas, funny ideas, strange ideas, like silly ideas. So it's very quick. If it's funny, it's funny. If it's not funny, then then it's probably just funny to me. But for some observational jokes, it takes a lot of time to. I would, for example, like I have this bit about tattoos, and it took me, almost 2 years to get the whole thing done. So I have to do some research about tattoos. I would Google tattoos and just learn things, whatever it appears on the page about tattoos. So yeah, that kind of joke takes a long time.
It's a lot of dedication for one joke.
Yeah.
A lot of Googling
And you, and it took you 2 years, and you never thought about ditching this joke?
It's not like I never stop thinking about it. It's just sometimes it will appear, when I'm riding a bike, So I don't know. It's weird.
I see. So how do you find time to work on your jokes? I mean, as far as I know, working at a restaurant is a very physically tiring job. I mean, when you're physically tired, your brain stops functioning as well. So how to find time to get, inspired and to be disciplined to write?
Yeah, the thing is, it's kind of a physical job, but when you get used to that thing, you're no longer tired anymore, and your brain is not tired at all because you don't need to think a lot while waiting tables. So sometimes it's very free, and so when I will think about jokes while I wait tables.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, it's true. You should try
yeah.
it.
I can't.
I have waited table when
Uh-huh.
I was doing comedy. I
Uh-huh.
was waiting tables.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like
I've
I
done
cannot
it.
wait tables. The job that I'm doing now cannot allow me to think about something else while I'm doing it.
You can do one of those fake ones. Pretend we're customers.
I see. Have you ever thought of doing comedy in Chinese language?
I've tried like 3-4 times for the past 6 years, but I don't know. I think there are two languages. They're different, and the way I'm thinking in English, I don't really think in Chinese. I rather speak Chinese, but when I think about stuff, it's English in my head. So that's why I cannot do this in Chinese.
Is it weird? Is it weird? I mean, you're much more fluent in Chinese language, I assume.
Yes.
But you rather do comedy in
I
English.
think I may have something to say about that.
Yeah.
Is it because you get influenced by Jerry Seinfeld and then Stephen Wright and Mitch Hedberg, and you know their style, like you were trying to do that style of comedy.
Yes.
And that's like you don't see that in Chinese.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
also, stand-up comedy, it is a Western art form in the first place, right?
Like
Even I think Chinese comedy is also relatively new, right?
Yes, very new.
Relatively new.
Chinese stand-up comedy.
Yeah, yeah.
But it works well in Chinese stand-up comedy books. They are really funny comedians.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen some on TV. Yeah, right. Very young there, too. Very young too. Yeah. So, what are your family? Are they supportive of your dream?
Now that I think only since this year they are more supportive because they have to probably.
Have they come to your show?
No. They don't. They are not very well educated. They know nothing about stand up. They just no, they don't. But it's
I
been
would
6
say-
years, so they give up for being not supportive. I think.
When did you tell them that you've been doing comedy?
Since I moved to Shanghai to do comedy.
That was 2014.
Yes.
All right. And did they? What is that?
Yeah, but I knew it's gonna take 5-6 years, and I told them right at the beginning it's gonna take me many years to be good, and I didn't change my attitude. So they kind of, every year I have to say the same thing. I have to argue, kind of debate with them. But my opinion is the same. It takes years, and I'm doing not bad. So. But this year they changed. I think. I think another thing is because because of Joe Wan, because
They know about him.
I told them about it, and so I do shows with Joe Wan, so they kind of, and I kind of I got some approval from Joe Wan, and so they realized, okay, maybe he's kind of famous in China. If he thinks I'm good, then I'm probably not bad. So
Nice.
Nice.
Good move. Good move.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Then what do they wish you to do?
A teacher, an English teacher. No, I don't want to do that. Yeah, because they know my English is good, so they say, oh, why don't you just go to be a teacher? You can still do comedy, but you're
Do you
English
want to be
teacher.
a
do you
teacher?
I should start waiting tables.
Switch roles.
Yeah, switch roles.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that when I was in Thailand, actually, because I was there for 2 months and I was like, okay, this feels great to be here. And then they were like, oh, you're bilingual. There are plenty of jobs for you to do at a big hotel, a big restaurant. Yeah, I did think about that. So it's just, yeah.
I have a question though, like, because I signed you both up on a virtual open mic.
That's a good one.
Because there are a lot of virtual open mics happening. Most of them are hosted by people, comedians in the US. And I signed you up for it, and you've never been on an open mic in the US, but that gave you an opportunity to do that. How did you feel about it? Was it the first? Was it the first Zoom open mic you've ever been?
Yes, I heard about Zoom open mics, and I kind of knew what it was like, and it's exactly what I thought about it. Just it's kind of like talking to five, six people. But it's nice to see them laugh on the screen. It's different from the laughters like a live advice. But they are comedians, so it's kind of weird to perform only to comedians. So, but it's, I don't know, it's but the thing is, because we are in Shanghai and they were in another place, so it's kind of we are exchange like, and not just jokes, other stuff. Like we live in different countries, but we are experiencing the same thing about the COVID-19, and so it's nice to talk to people. I think for me it's more like talking to people in another country, and because it's less about comedy, but it's more about
a conversation.
Yeah, more about.
Would you sign up again?
No.
Yeah, I probably will, because I'm new to comedy, and you've been doing this like long enough, and you also have like showcases on the weekends now. Okay, just now he's doing like more showcases, so you probably want reactions from the real audience. However, I'm new, and I enjoy conversations, especially with people that are far away from us. And I like traveling so much. I like meeting people in the first place. It's like mentally traveling and chatting with other people. And that mic we did, the comedians were so hospitable, and then they were also curious about us. So it's a good exposure for me. If I have time, I would like to do more, So that's fun. It's different from doing what we are doing at the moment. And also, who knows? Okay, maybe, virtual comedy could be and will be a thing for a while, since we're living with this pandemic, and nobody knows how long this is going to be. And also, like the US is the comedy center, generally speaking. So you wouldn't agree?
Like at the moment, Shanghai is the center of
live comedy. Yeah.
There's live comedy here. If this thing continues, who knows?
Yeah.
If it becomes a popular thing, then I would do it.
Yeah, like you said, it might
now,
be
I'd
a
rather
thing,
do it.
because there are people do a lot of tech work around it already, and there are virtual comedy that attract like virtual audience. Online live audience.
And also, like a lot of really famous comedians are doing this. So and sometimes they do free shows. And if it was not for this thing, you probably wouldn't even be able to see them virtually live, right? You can see their clips on YouTube, but that's different. And it is challenging. It actually, in a sense, it's even more challenging because sometimes you have to mute your audience, and sometimes you're doing this for the comedians, and they are probably like a more picky than the audience in terms of writing jokes. But they do pitch in. Sometimes they like like give a very short, brief comment. That's interesting too. That's interesting for me. So yeah.
It is an opportunity, whether you decide to do another one, Lee. I feel like, I filmed your set. I mean, I guess I filmed both of your live sets and your virtual comedy sets. And it does feel like you're more relaxed at the virtual one, at least, because you're just sitting there and then talking to the camera. But yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a different thing. It's definitely not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah. Apart from laughter, what do you want the audience to take away from your comedy?
Right now, I try to add some personal stuff while I'm telling jokes. So it's like, because the jokes are all fake, they're not real. So I think I would try to be more honest, so to add more personal stuff on stage. So
I know that feeling, because some people only do jokes that sound funny but not really real ones. But I don't think you do fake jokes. I think all the jokes you do come from where you are. It's more about your thought process and more about your weirdness, quirkiness, than like actually a real event. But I think that's okay too. That's also a real personality and how you are.
I think the thing is, for now, so like several years ago, when I was very nervous on stage, when even so the jokes are funny enough, but I was not confident enough, and sometimes when I got another thing is I'm very easily distracted by sounds or other things when I'm telling jokes on stage. And I used to be, if someone is talking in the audience and I would try to even I was listening, I knew they were talking, but I will force myself to focus on the jokes, focus on performing. But right now, I just, if I get distracted, I would just stop telling jokes and deal with the distraction, and so it seems more natural. So this is, I think that's why you asked about the question. I think that's I want the audience think, he's real, he's not. I'm just a real person. I get, it's less performing, it's more real.
I see. You do the songs, as to quote you were saying like silly songs, and you do look very not silly but cute and a little bit clumsy. Because are you a good singer?
No.
Yeah, I can tell. All right. But that delivers. I mean, like, people get it. I mean, and that's cute, that's clumsy, that's funny. So you're fully aware of your style and the image you portray. So do you always know this, or gradually you kind of you've discovered your style?
Myself, I like silly jokes. I like stupid. So I think that's me. And the songs, I don't know. I try to sing better. I think I can sing better if I practice, but I'm just. I think the song, they're more about lyrics. So it's less, even if I'm not good at singing, then it's gonna be funny. So,
yeah,
so it's good.
Yeah.
And but I think But later, I think I will be better at it. I will play the piano and I will practice, so the song will be. I'll be more good at singing and the song, and but it's also gonna be funny because the songs, the lyrics are funny, so I don't care if it's for now I'm not good at singing or it seems like I'm singing like this.
But that's the fun part.
Yeah.
That is the fun part, you know, because they are not there to see a professional singer.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the fun one.
That's the fun part. And you look super confident when you're doing your songs.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm becoming too confident.
Too confident.
Yeah, too confident.
Define it.
I don't know. I'm not nervous at all. It's not good. I don't think it's good.
Why is it not good?
I don't know. You can. I'm really nervous. Like 3 minutes before I
Go on stage.
And then when I was on stage, I don't know. It's like I want to be a little bit nervous. Yeah.
Would that make a difference?
I don't know. But it's fine. No, I don't know. I don't care.
It's like you want to be a prairie dog. You want to be always alert of whatever is happening around you and on stage with yourself, right? If you're too relaxed, you cannot sense that anymore.
Yes.
Or you want to portray yourself as a comedian who is a little bit, nervous and fragile. Because she did mention that you look like a baby comedian, even though you're very established now, you still want to. You still look very young, and then you probably want to maintain that image subconsciously.
Yeah, I think
like adorable, cute there, and then people just like, I have so much, love for this, baby comedian.
Yeah, that's like it. Yeah, like I think being too confident is like
you don't want to come across as cocky or
that's one. And being too confident is like, this guy he is I don't know, it's just like he's perfect the kind of way, but I don't know. I don't want to be too confident.
I have a question.
I'd rather be a little bit nervous on stage. Yeah.
Do you think you and Joanne have anything in common in terms of style?
Yes, Joanne, I'm a big fan. He used to tell a lot of one-liners, and I think he got famous with telling like this one-liner that can start very dry jokes. But right now, his style has changed. He talks a lot about some personal stuff, and I asked him about that, but he asked the question, do you think I didn't ask why did you change your style? I was like, you used to, I said to him, you used to tell a lot of one-liners. He's like, yeah, I did. And he doesn't really talk a lot. So when we were together doing shows, we just kind of we don't really talk to each other, but it's like comedians, you get the other comedians, but you don't need to talk to him too much. So I don't know. What's your question again?
Do you have anything in common in terms of your style?
I think for now it's different. We are totally different. But for his jokes right now, I really enjoy I don't know, he has a lot of like silly jokes. Like he I don't know if I should say it, but he has this joke about a plane crash and black box. It's very silly and funny, and so I think we have some jokes in common. It's for the silly ones. Yeah. And he also doesn't really talk a lot. I think that's something we have in common.
All right, that's.
I was surprised when I think I got a lot of encouragement from him because he's a professional. He's famous, and the first time I met him in Beijing, I was super excited. I told my friends, non-comedian friends, I was like, hey, I just met Joe one day, blah, blah, blah. And then one time, one open mic, he was sitting next to me, you know. And then he just told me, oh, your jokes are very funny. And that was another highlight fun. And then years later, we're doing shows, and the way he introduces me was quite nice. You know, he's like, oh, he's very funny. He does. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say that. Anyway, just I think
Nice.
I guess some approval from him, and that means a lot to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I take compliments. I think compliments. I don't know. I think compliments. I use it as encouragement when I need it. When I feel like things is not going anywhere, then I will think about the compliments. So it will get me through tough times. So.
That's cool. Wow, been great. And so this weekend you're gonna have your first showcase here. First real showcase here. How do you feel about that?
I feel excited because there are 2 shows in one night, and I'm doing both shows, so that's a new experience. Because in Beijing, you know, there's only like one show, maybe 2 shows a month, sometimes tops. So doing 2 shows in one night, it's different. I think it's good. It's
Great
the best.
experience.
Yeah, it's
okay,
gonna
you
be
moved
the
here
best.
for comedy.
Yeah,
Now we
and
give you comedy, right? 2 shows a night. All right, almost like 2 girls a night. So can get yourself ready for that. Okay, so break a leg.
Thank you.
All right.
Be sure to prepare for them.
Yes, I will.
All right. So thank you so much for spending your time with us. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You did.
All right. So, yep. That's
Yeah,
all
that's
for
it.
Lee.
What
All
do we
right.
say,
And
goodbye?
then stay tuned. He has his own channel on.
No, I don't have.
You don't have your own channel.
This
Create
is my
one.
channel. You can just stay tuned in
this channel.
podcast.
That'd be great. Thank you so much. And see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.